Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this PR rendezvous number 94. And I'm Nata. For those who don't know me, I founded the public relations agency NATA PR more than 20 years ago and a new program called the NATA PR School. And this is where I started creating those rendezvous. And today, in this rendezvous, because this is how I started creating content actually more than 2 years ago, I started doing some lives, mostly on Facebook. And I decided to transit to Instagram to LinkedIn, sorry, LinkedIn and YouTube too. So if you want to listen on YouTube as well. So here we are. And today I wanted to talk about our podcast. And why? Because I have guests once in a while. And for our 150th episode of the Nata PR School podcast, I'm talking with Pamela Samedy, and Pamela is an amazing talent at the agency. She's been with us 4 years. She's a very interesting woman and professional because she started a career at Nata. She came for her internship, and she never left. And I think that if you listen to this podcast, you can watch it on YouTube, and you're going to see the beautiful Pamela talking with me. And I ask her all kinds of questions, how she started with us, and what's so different between her studies and what she had learned, because she has a bachelor degree in public relations, a very traditional program, which is good. There's nothing wrong with traditional university, but it's a huge difference when you do this and then you start working for an agency, especially in an agency like NATA PR, because you have to jump in the pool and start swimming very quickly. And Pamela is an interesting young professional in the sense that she started with us and she was also part of our first cohort for the NATA PR School, because I use this program to train all our new employees at the agency. So they go through this program and they learn at least the basic of what we do, because sounds a little weird, but that's the truth. So when they come out of these degrees, bachelor degree or any other program, sometimes they've never sent an email to a journalist or an influencer. They never contacted anyone ever. So they don't even know how to start and how to do it and what they should be doing. So this is what the training is. It's really practical. This is why I can teach you the basic of PR, and you can generate results in less than 2 hours a week, my friend. Yes. But today, let's talk about the podcast. And I want to salute and say hi to Francis. Francis is my podcast producer, Francis Parent-Valiquette. And Francis is an amazing human being. First of all, if you are thinking of creating your own podcast, I suggest you contact VAR Media, VARMADEA, VAR Media, DIA in English. It's a VAR, VARMADIA, VAR Media. And yes, so I've never missed a week, and we have more than 150, but I figured it would be interesting to talk about this 150th episode with you people, my friends, my PR friends, because I think you should at least, go listen to some episode, look at the titles, because I really talk about what's happening now in PR, and, why and when should you include PR in your marketing plan, how to do it. So many, how we work with influencers, because it's a big topic nowadays. Should we pay them? When should we pay them or not? All kinds of subjects. And I love talking about PR. It's my passion, but you need to know that I'm also a marketing professional, first of all. And so creating this podcast has really allowed me to really think in depth about where public relations is today, what we do, how it can be extremely useful, and what you can do with it. And this is what I'm trying to do. And if you have any specific topic too you want to share with me, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. I'm super easy to find, natapr.com on our website. So you can look. The podcast is there. So of course, you can listen to the podcast on your favorite platform, if it's Apple or if it's Google or if it's any Anchor or any other platforms. This is the beauty of the podcast and the power of the podcast too, for those who are thinking of creating one. Of course, as you know, what the magic is really when you do more than one. You do one every, let's say, week, every 2 weeks. If you do it consistently, and then the algorithm, some one of these crazy algorithm pick it up, and you become part of, what they you become kind of an expert, and your SEO is going to be through the roof. You have to think about a podcast as a blog, an audio blog. It's exactly like a blog, but it's a sound, and people can listen to it without watching. This is what I prefer. I prefer watching the format of the podcast. I love to listen and not watch, because I've myself find that I spend so much time looking at my computer, watching a screen, either sometimes even my phone, where I spend so much more and more time with social media, of course. So I find it's a lot. I love just listening to something without having any images in front of me, so I can imagine whatever I want. So this podcast is really interesting. It's the 150th episode of the NATA PR School podcast. So you have to look at NATA PR School in bracket EN English, because we have a French version, FR. I do it both in French and in English every single week. Yes, see, it's possible. If people tell you no, it's not possible, just a belief. Do what you want, try what you want. And this is what's amazing today, because all these tools are available to us. This is like having my own little TV studio. If you think about it, 10, 15 years ago, if you wanted to create something similar, would have cost me a lot of money. Like even a microphone. Of course, these tools cost some money, but it's not tens of thousands of dollars as it used to. It's very accessible to many people if you have a good internet connection, of course. So I'm going to put the links to the 150th episode, where Pamela and I talk about PR and how we practice it at NATA. NATA Adi, the NATA PR agency that I founded. We are kind of specialized, like many agencies nowadays, but if you go back more than 20 years ago, public relations were calling us the marketing of PR. Because what we do, it's kind of similar to product placement in a sense. It's way more than that today, of course, because we propose other services. We're storyteller as well, so we tell the story of brands, even if it's an electric car, if it's an electric jet ski, if it's high-end jewelry. It's not just proposing products to influencers and media. It's way more than that. So all this to say that if you want to know what we do, you can listen to what Pamela has to say. I think she's a great example on what it is today, what it could be. And if you are interested in marketing, but you're not sure, but you've heard about PR, you love to communicate, and if you are a curious human being, and if you love to serve, because this is what we do most of the day, Pamela, if you look at what Pamela is doing in her daily work, she answers any questions, any requests from clients, because they have a lot of requests, these people. The same thing for journalists and influencer. So she works with these 4 type of, let's say, clients that we need to serve. So if you don't like serving people and you'd rather be alone in your little corner, don't become a PR professional. And you have to love selling, but soft selling. You have to present something. It's like, you're talking to someone. Oh my God, you have to try this because this restaurant is very unique. It's 100% vegan and blah, 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 blah. So you need to be able to, you have to love telling stories. You have to love selling, convincing people in a nice way, in a, elegant way, maybe, because I think PR can be super elegant and nice and well done with respect and honesty. And so voila. So if you are interested, you're thinking of learning PR, go listen to episode 150 of the NATA PR School podcast, where I talk with Pamela. I'm going to put the link also. There's a link for the YouTube channel that we have. So we're adding some images once in a while, so you can see her, you can see both of us talk, and you'll have access to this interview. And let me know what you think. So thank you for watching, and I hope more than anything you'll be here next week. I try to be here every Wednesday when I don't have any emergency at the agency, because my full-time job is to manage a public relations agency. But you see how it goes all together. And so yes, the agency feeds the school, school, and the school sometimes help me feed new service that we want to create at the agency. So voila. I'm Nata from NATA PR. I'm your host, and I hope you've enjoyed this rendezvous, this PR rendezvous. So, and I hope you'll be joining me next week. À la semaine prochaine.